Hey crafty people! Welcome back to my channel, and in case you're new here, I'm Sarah, also known as Craft Nerd because I'm a nerd who loves to craft. I do paper crafting, card making, junk journaling, and mixed media art. Let's get crafting!
Welcome back. It's time for another Mask Make Monday. In case you're new to my channel, what I do is I set a timer for 45 minutes and I try to see how many of a particular item I can make in that time. And today we are going to do folded pockets from square pieces of cardstock. So if you are mask making along with me, you just need some square pieces of paper, and actually some of these are pattern papers. So some are like scrapbook papers, like these are Craft Consortium, these are by Ciao Bella, this is Minte, and I've got a few by Honeybee, and some are digitals that I printed double-sided. So you want something double-sided, or you're going to have to decorate the other side because both sides are going to show when we make these projects. And this was an idea I saw done by Monarch Prints, and I'll leave a link to them down below. And I'm going to start a timer and explain what we're doing. So these are 5.5 by 5.5 square, and the rest are 6 by 6 square. Some came that way. The Honeybee ones I cut down from a 8 by 6 paper pad. And what you're going to do is, so with the 5.5 ones, and I did it at 5.5 because I printed these on US letter, which is 8.5 by 11. So I was able to get two out with a single sheet with a strip left over. Pick which side you want to be your top, and I think I want that layer to be the top. And then what we're going to do is fold up and kind of eyeball even on both sides. And I'm going to grab my bone folder. Oop, I think I'm going to grab my bone folder. Yes. And then we are going to fold up again and try and get it about even. To create our pocket. Now on Pink Monarch Prints, she cut the edges off square, so let me show you that. But I think I may make a few where I don't bother doing that, because I'm okay with how it looks like that. But what she did was basically come here and just kind of go straight across and straight across to have squared off. Ooh, and that is not straight at all. You know what? Okay, oh, there it is. I'm like, where did it go? I actually did some tidying up this morning in my craft space, so I actually have space to move. So that's what it looks like when you square it up, but I don't know that you necessarily have to do it because I wasn't bothered by it with the pointy ends. So we may do a mixture of both. So let's move this out of the way. Now, I'm trying to think. I think she glued here shut. Yes, that's all that needs gluing. So let's go ahead and do that, and we'll have one fully done. And now, depending on whether or not you glue this into album or not, or into, really I can talk. I'm just struggling with my words this morning, apparently. If you are gonna glue it into your journal or just have it freestanding, you've got a pocket here, a pocket here, and then depending, if you don't glue it, you've got that pocket there. If you do glue it, you can glue it down, so you glue the bottom and the side, and so you'll have another pocket there. So you'll have 1, 2, 3 pockets, regardless of whether you glue it in or not, because if you don't glue it in, you've got that back pocket like that. So let's move on to the next one. And these printables are by lGiggleGFXs, and I think this time I want that to be my top piece. So again, just kind of eyeballing an even distance. So the size of your pocket's going to vary about where you decide, to leave the, border around when you do it this time. And then come back up and try and leave about the same. I think we might actually get a decent number of these done, since it's pretty much just 2 folds and some gluing. So I think we may just go through and do all the folds and then do all of the gluing. And so we might even, craziness, I know, have time to decorate. This is a My Porch Prints printable. So I think we're going to go. And I'm okay with the flowers being sideways, but let's see. Do I want to do it a different way? Like that way better? I think maybe I like that way better. Granted, those words are upside down, but they're not really legible words anyway, so I'm not too bothered by that. Let's see what's been going on. Oh, so if you watched my last Mass Make Monday, where I informed you about my fun and exciting Labor Day weekend, where I had a trip to the emergency room because my blood pressure was all kinds of out of whack. It's gone back to normal this past week. My blood pressure's been good. Went and saw my general practitioner and my nephrologist, and my nephrologist had me do blood work, and the blood work was fine. Oh, we're gluing after. So everything seems to be all right. We're just gonna keep on keeping on and keep an eye on my blood pressure and make sure everything's all right. But yeah, it appears it was just some weird fluke event that set my blood pressure off last weekend. So I am feeling fine right now. Well, my allergies are doing a bit better because I kicked into gear on treating them again, so that's probably helping a lot. All right, let's set that one aside. This one is also a lGiggleGFX, I believe. Yes. All right. And I will leave links to all the digitals down below in the description box. And the nice thing about getting 2 out of each piece of paper is I can do one where one side's the top and one where the other's the top. Now, if you didn't have double-sided paper, you could fold it so that this is your top, that you just have this bit showing, and then you just have to decorate that. So I may, if we have time, pull out a piece of paper that isn't double-sided, because I've got some of that, and cut it down and show you how you could do that fairly easily. You could also do these out of book page, as long as it was a fairly sturdy book page that's not going to crack apart on you when you fold it. But yeah, just these quick, simple pockets. This is a lGiggleGFX digital as well. So yes, I'm starting to bring in some autumn printables as well as the Halloween and Christmas. It's September, and even though it's nowhere near autumn weather here in Florida, I am getting in the mood for autumnal colors. All right, let's see what else is going on. Okay, so if you live in the United States, you know we are less, or you may know, we are less than 60 days from the presidential election. This is a nonpartisan PSA that if you are not registered to vote, time is running out to register to vote in this election. If you are registered to vote, I recommend that you double check your voter registration, because during election years, voter rolls tend to get cleaned up. And so someone might accidentally be kicked off their state's voter rolls, even though they are eligible to vote. So you should double check, and I think the website is vote.org, where you can double check your voter registration and make sure you are still registered. And if you don't register and you don't vote in this year's election, You can't complain for the next 4 years about the president. That is my general philosophy. If you don't actually vote, you don't get to complain that you're not happy with what the government's doing, because you gave up your opportunity to have a say in said government. So that's my little voting PSA. You should get out, make sure you're registered. If you're not registered, register to vote. Do a bit of research, figure out which candidate best aligns with your values, and vote for that candidate. Okay, these are craft consortiums, and I actually went with some non-holiday ones because I figured people might be getting sick of the holiday ones. And I'm realizing one thing we need to do is we need to go back in and ink some edges so that they stand out a little bit more, especially on these guys. But we can do that before we glue. Because, yeah, these are blending in big time. They are definitely going to need some inking. Let's see, what else is going on? Not a whole heck of a lot. Trying to think. I think I told you I had my AC unit replaced, so I've got air conditioning, which is always nice. Especially in Florida in September. Oh, yeah, we are in September. Can't believe it's September already. Let's see. The weather is still ridiculously hot. I think today's high is somewhere in the 90s. I know yesterday when I was listening to the news in the morning, they said that the high was going to be 90 something and it was going to feel like 102. So yeah, Florida. All right, this one is, so that corner, which is backed up, is folded over. You don't see, because when I ripped it out, a bit of the paper ripped off. So that will hide that nicely. This paper's just so pretty, and it's a minty paper pack, which probably isn't available anymore because I think I got it last year or the beginning of this year. I don't remember which. And this is very thick paper, so it's going to be a little harder to get good folds in. I think it's like Antique Shop or something like that. And I am getting a little cracking, but that's okay. I can disguise that with ink. And we're getting close to the end of the stack, and we still have a half hour to go. Imagine that. No, I think I want the stripe as our top one. So yeah, I'm pretty sure I explained how to do this at the beginning. I don't know. I am tired. It is hot in this room again. And that's just because it's hot and I have the light on and had the TV on earlier. So I'll make sure I walk us through it on the next one, since I'm now currently questioning whether I actually explained what we're doing. I mean, it should be pretty self-explanatory if you're watching as I'm doing it, but decide which one you want to be your top paper. I think I want that to be the top paper. Place it down, fold up, try and get about equidistance on either side. That crease in there good. Then flip it over and fold up. And again, we're going to try and get equidistance, the same distance from this page to the end as, you want this section to be about the same width as that section, is what I am trying to say. I'm clearly struggling with the words today because, words are hard. Oh, let's see. This coming week, I've got a work conference on Thursday and Friday, so that will be a lot of fun. I'll get to see friends I only get to see like once a year when I go to conference, so I'm looking forward to that. go this way. Yep. Oh, did you watch, because I'm filming this on Saturday, so I watched earlier today the Tim Holtz die release, and I have to stop watching Tim Holtz's lives during the season because it makes me want all the things, and so much amazing inspiration. So even if you aren't buying the Tim Holtz stuff, you should still watch for the inspiration. All right, I wanted to give vellum a try and see how it did. All right, let's go with the side that it's printed on as our top layer, just to see if I liked how it turned out. And go like so. And I'm thinking, since we've got like 2 layers of vellum here, when we glue, the glue won't show. But that actually came out pretty cool. I kind of like that. That'll look kind of neat on a page because you'll have the velluminess back here. And you know what? I just realized if you glue it on the page and you glue down here and up to here, you'll actually have a secret pocket in there as well. Or alternatively, you could glue this closed so that you didn't have to worry about things going in there and not in there. But that's an option. All right. So we got them all glued. So now let's start inking. And I think for simplicity's sake, I'm probably going to do mostly just scorched timber because that'll work for the darks and the fall colors. Some of them I might pull a different color out, but I think, actually, as I'm doing this, I'm thinking maybe black soot for the Halloween-y ones will work better. So I've grabbed black soot distress ink. I'm going to ink my dauber. Come along here. Let's see what else is going to be showing there. And we may re-ink if we decide to trim ones. I think I spoke too soon in thinking that we'd have plenty of time to do a bunch of decorating because we've got to ink everybody up before we glue shut, because there's certain spots, and I may stop inking everywhere, but like here and here are going to be easier to glue if it's uninked. And I think what I may do is grab my paper trimmer, my little guillotine, come in and just straighten the top one, because that looks a little off, but not straighten the bottom one, because I like how that looks just fine. Do that, and now we can glue this side closed. And I'm using our glitter glue. You can use whatever glue you prefer. Glue stick, probably not the best choice for this because you don't want to have, you know, it will decrease the size of your pocket if you put a ton of glue down along the edge there. So there we go. We got one completely done. Woohoo! All right, this one, scorched timber for this one. It's orangey and pumpkin-y and very cool. And if we're gonna chop off, let's chop off first. Maybe what I should do is pull them all over and do all of the chopping and then inking and gluing. Let's do that. Because yeah, I like the idea of chopping the top off. I don't necessarily think the bottom section needs it. So yeah, I watched it, and he's doing the Christmas, today was the Christmas Sizzix release. So dies, and I saw, one of the cards I saw gave me all kinds of ideas for like a Halloween card. So that's kind of cool, is that, you know, just because you're watching for Christmas and maybe you don't do Christmas cards or Christmas decor or anything like that, you're just not into Christmas, which, how are you watching my channel? Because I'm a Christmas freak. But granted, I haven't been doing very much Christmas stuff this year, other than my, you know, entire month of July being dedicated to Christmas and 12 months of Christmas cards. Yeah, I love Christmas, so I will be doing heavy Christmas crafting when I finally get some time to do it. But my point being is you can get inspiration from the makes for stuff you do that isn't seasonal or is for a different season. So they are a font of inspiration. I have so much stuff I want to create as a result of seeing the Tim Holtz lives that I'm not entirely sure I'm ever going to get to all of them. I will try, but as I've said before, there aren't enough hours in the day for crafting time for me. Let's get these guys trimmed off. But yes, I will admit to having purchased the new dies because I started watching and I was like, oh, I can do that and that. Yeah, I gotta stop watching Tim Holtz lives until like I should go back and watch the ones from years past where the items are no longer available, so I don't have the temptation of going shopping, so that I can get the inspiration without expending money out of my pocketbook. But yes, I have an idea for a Halloween card / journaling card from today's Christmas launch that I am eventually going to do. I don't know if I'm going to have time to do it on camera. All right, we were getting ready to do this guy, weren't we? Let's ink up our edges and glue. And again, you can chop this off straight here if you prefer having all the edges straight. But that is not necessary. Woo. This is what I get for leaving my glue open. Let's see, what else is going on? Do I have to chat about? Started watching RuPaul's Global All Stars on, what is it on? Paramount Plus, and I'm enjoying that. There are some drag queens on that show that I've never seen before because, so I have a subscription to RuPaul's channel, which is WOW. Her production company, his production company, their production company is called World of Wonder, and they have all of the various franchises on. The problem is you can't watch the show and read the subtitles at the same time because, you know, RuPaul's Drag Race the Netherlands is in Dutch, I believe. Drag Race España is in Spanish. They have Mexico, the Philippines, Italy, Germany, France, and so they are in their native language, and I do not speak all those languages, so would have to be reliant on the subtitles, and I am not a subtitle fan. Mostly because I read too slow. So you don't ever see any of the action because I'm spending the entire time reading, in which case I might as well go read a book. Is my general thought on doing subtitles, because yeah, I struggle to get stuff read before they've moved on, kind of thing. So many of the queens are queens I have never seen before because I only watch the US, the original version, RuPaul's Drag Race, which is the US. Drag Race Down Under is the Australian version. RuPaul's Drag Race UK and Drag Race Canada. And if you're not familiar with the Drag Race world, RuPaul hosts Canada Down Under, no, US, UK, and Down Under, and does not host Canada. That's actually hosted by a alum from the U.S. Drag Race, Brooklyn Heights. So those are the 3 I watch, and I watch whenever our new season comes out, and I think they're getting ready, I believe, possibly soon to do the next UK season, which is great, because as much as I love Drag Race US, I love the UK one, I think, a little bit more, because, well, British accents. What's not to love there? And you know, the quirky British sense of humor, which is, you know, I find very enjoyable. So yeah, I'm a little bit of an Anglophile, so I love Drag Race UK. So I started watching that, and I'm enjoying it. I'm a little sad because so far this season, I'm like, I like all of the queens that have been on, so I'm not like, so it's kind of like sad every time someone gets eliminated, because I'm like, well, it's not like I dislike them. All right, this one we're gonna do browns, and I'm trying to decide what I want to do on that one. I feel like Scorched Timber's too dark. Part of me is leaning towards red for that one, and the other one like it. So yeah, that's what I've been watching that, and I watched the Decameron on Netflix. I have part of the last episode left. I ended up staying up later than I wanted to last night, and was just like, okay, I need to stop and watch the last like half hour of the last episode tomorrow. All right, let's see. Let's pull out. I think I'm gonna go Aged Mahogany, because I think that'll work for those 2, and then Lumberjack Plaid for these 2. I feel like I have an Aged Mahogany dauber somewhere. I think that's it. Okay. And it was all right. It wasn't spectacular, but, and it's a limited series, so it was 8 episodes. I had been watching on Paramount Plus FBI, which I did not watch when it was first on, so I watched, you know, up to, I think it's season 5 is how far I got, because they did a crossover event where the first episode was on FBI International season 2, but only FBI International season 3 is available on Paramount Plus, and none of the other subscriptions I have has it, so I can't watch the first part of the episode, and I'm like, well, I'm not gonna start watching the middle of a story arc. So I was very frustrated by that. It's so weird. Like, the licensing agreements are just so bizarre with some things, because yeah, I can watch all of the seasons of FBI on Paramount Plus, and it has like 1 season of FBI Most Wanted and 1 season of FBI International on Paramount Plus. And I'm like, I'm not spending money on another subscription to watch these shows. Like, that's just crazy. It's so frustrating. So yeah, I was a little peeved by that. I was also peeved by the fact that a couple of the episodes on FBI, the regular one, did crossovers with Most Wanted, and so part 2 was on Most Wanted. And so I didn't end up watching part 2 of them, because I'm like, I can't watch it. I meant to, because like those are at least available on Prime Video, so I could have rented or bought those episodes, but not season 2 of FBI FBI International. The only thing for FBI International on Prime is like season 3 or something. Like, it's so weird and frustrating when you go back and start binging something, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, either I carry on without knowing what the heck's going on in this episode, or I stop watching. And my frustration got the better of me, and I stopped watching. So Yeah, I'm not entirely sure that the whole going to digital subscriptions individually ends up saving us all that much money. Well, definitely doesn't save me any because I still have my cable subscription, but like people who've cut the cord, they're like, you end up having to subscribe to a gazillion different subscriptions to get all the things you want. I know I've got way more viewing subscriptions than I should have at this point. But new season of Only Murderers in the Building is coming on Hulu, so I will continue with my Hulu subscription for a little while longer so I can watch that. I really enjoyed that, although watching the previews for this season, I'm like, not entirely sure I'm going to be all that into it. Let's see. Let's do these guys, and I think these will be fine with brown. So yeah, that's my viewing, and I've been watching a lot of YouTube as well, because between watching wrong side, election related stuff and crafting stuff, I usually spend a good chunk of my evenings watching YouTube. Though I figure sometime soon they're gonna start with the Halloween themed challenges on Food Network, which I always enjoy. So I figure that will start popping up. Because yeah, they are starting the new TV series seasons way late this year. Like some of the shows aren't coming back till October. It's one of those like when I was a kid, they'd start the new seasons with like the start of the school year. And there'd be more episodes than they do now, and all that, good nostalgic whining about how TV's not the same as when I was a kid. Alright, let's see. This one I'm not going to ink edges because it's probably not going to stick, and I don't know. Maybe we'll try a little black, see what happens. I guess it does help it stand out a little bit. Alright, let's try gluing this one closed. And we're getting down to like 13 minutes, so we might be able to get one decorated. I'm trying to think what I have at hand so that I can actually get it decorated instead of spending forever fiddling about trying to find stuff. Alright, this one, we're just going to go scorched timber on this one. Those blues I think need a blue. I'm just trying to decide what blue I want for them. And hopefully I've been on screen while I've been doing all the inking. I'm realizing I've lifted things up and I might not be on screen, which so hopefully I was not like horribly off screen for all of those. I'm thinking I want to decorate this one. Let's set that one aside right there, and let's grab a blue. Let's see how Speckled Egg does, if it's dark enough. Let's just check. and see if this helps the pocket stand out anymore. Oh yeah, that works. All right, we'll go with, keep going. Go ahead and ink this one as well. All right, let's get those glued so we can actually get to some decorating. But this one actually is a successful mass make in that we have made quite a number of these pockets. Even if we only get to decorate maybe one, possibly two. Let me reach over and grab some Halloween decorations. All right, let's see. I think I want a green-haired girl, but let's see if we can find one that's sized right for this pocket. Otherwise, I'll use one of the purple girls. These guys are Polka Art Studio. Although I've got some, I think, my Porch Prints mixed in here. Possibly. Come on. I'm setting those aside because they're tabs. I can't find those possibilities. Yes, I'm setting things aside that I think might work for other possible decorating as I'm going through. Because why not? Do I not have a little girl with green hair? Apparently I don't. The purple hair girl it's gonna be. Unless there's one in here. Do a real quick check just to be on the safe side. And again, I'm not entirely sure if I was on camera for any of that. Hopefully I was. They might work. Up green. Okay, those guys are going to be too big. Okay, let's put these away. That away. Make a decision about this one. Thinking maybe using the resting witch face label, but it'll work there. And then I'm gonna do like a numbery label across there, I think. All right, let's grab a scratch piece of paper, antique linen, ink so the white's less prominent. I'm going to grab my scissors and cut that little weird bit off because I hasn't always used my scan and cut to cut this out, and sometimes in order to not mess up the image, I get weird bits cut kind of thing, because go. Gonna ink the edges of this piece. Move this on. I'm gonna put it all the way over so that it's like that. Like so. A little bit over here on the side I can trim off to make her fit better so that she's not sticking off the edge. Glue her down, and then we're gonna grab a stamped bit. And I think I know what I want. Come here. Oh, this is a Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous stamp. I think I might do poison. Go with poison. Don't remember if it's the Undertaker or Rest in Peace set, but this Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous, not that one. That one's got purple on it, so we'll ink the edges. Glue this down. And there we go, we've got a pocket. All finished and decorated. And time to do at least one more. And let's see, let's pull out this one and do something similar. Like her, she's going to need a little trimming so that she'll fit. Where did my scissors go? Okay, there. Try and do that as quickly as possible. Sorry that I've gone quiet, but I gotta think while I'm doing this. If I talk, I'm likely to do something really weird and like possibly lop her head off. Would not be good. Her on there, like so. Let's see what else I've got over here. My fan is blowing stuff around on me. So it's stamping on it. Let's see. Come on. Let's do a warning, maybe habit forming. Again, another Tim Holtz Stampers Anonymous stamp. Pretty sure it's the same stamp set as the poison stamp. Black soot on the edges. And I think what we'll do is the little potion bottle faux stamp, which is my Porch Prints printable. All right, let's glue this down. Oh, you know what she needs? Antique linen. Back over. We'll go like that. That. Warning, maybe habit forming. Okay, so I'm going to put a little glue on the back of her But I can do this. I can put her in place and not do this just yet because I didn't ink the edges. Hopefully it's gluey enough. It'll stick on like that. Now I can glue the whole thing down. Our alarm's about to go off. Let's just finish this up and then I will show you what we made. Well, I may stop the video and clean up a little bit so that there's space to show you what we made. Put it right side up. All right, that one's done. Okay, give me a sec and I will clear some space so that I can show you what we've got accomplished. Okay, so we got this one all decorated, and I think that's by Citrus Journal Studio, but I'll double check and leave a link down below because I don't remember off the top of my head where that one came from. And we got that one all decorated. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, and with our vellum, that makes 19. So this was actually a Mass Make Monday. We mass made these pockets. Yay! New to my channel, you might not know why I'm saying that, but the last few mass makes, we've been lucky to get 3 items done. So I'm very happy with the fact that we managed to get 19 pockets finished. And I'm definitely going to make a couple more of the vellum ones. I really like how those came out. So that's all for today. If you enjoyed this video, please do all the things that lets YouTube know you enjoyed the video. Like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment down below. Thanks for joining me, and happy crafting.